And I think still the best sex I've ever had, actually.
Your third and final failure is your second relationship. You say your second relationship failed, and then you failed to be a mature, emotionally stable person. What age were you?
I thought it was really important to be honest about that.
It's so important. And I love that you are being honest, because actually it's one of those things that wrongly still carries so much misplaced shame. Like, I definitely feel shame at how I wasn't like the cool one who ended things. I actually felt heartbroken sometimes, you know, and acted in extreme ways.
Oh God, yeah, me too. Yeah.
How old were you when this second relationship failed?
So I was 26 when we met, 28 when it finally ended. We met in a club. It was very romantic. And then we went on a date. And I remember thinking, this is going to be a nightmare, but you need this in your life. That's what I felt. So I was at a time when I was just a workaholic, basically, never really going out, and I needed fun. And he was a party boy, indie kid, gorgeous, dancer, contemporary dancer, party boy. And I thought, I need this, but it's going to be a hell of a ride. I remember thinking that on the first date, and it was. Yeah, it was. We just argued a lot. Neither of us were good for each other. It was very, very, very good sex. And I think still the best sex I've ever had, actually. I will say that. It was really good sex. And you never take that away. But we just argued. Oh my God, like big arguments and, you know, like smashing phones out of clubs. He probably had a sharper, I don't think he'd mind me saying this, he's a very different person now. He could be quite nasty sometimes. Not physical or any of that stuff, but, you know, he'd go low a bit. Verbally. And I think I was just a bit nuts and neurotic and fixated on things. So poor guy, you know, wouldn't leave him alone. Became very jealous. Became fixated on just certain things. What are you doing? You know, like I remember like following him to the loos once. What are you doing? I'm going to the loo. Oh, I'm just checking. You know, a bit like that. And I didn't even feel like that kind of person. I was like, what am I doing? Became very jealous of his previous sexual experiences, then took it very personally, then wanted to know about it, became a bit obsessed with it for a while. You know, I mean, just bonkers.
It sounds like you didn't feel safe. And the reason I say that is because I relate to so much of what you're saying.
I don't think I felt remotely good enough in any sense of the word. So why would someone... That was probably underneath it all. Probably abandonment stuff. And not feeling good enough.
Where's the abandonment stuff from? Being sent to boarding school?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And I just felt not good enough. So then I just started thinking, oh God, he's just so much better. Everything he did was better. When I'm like jetting around the world, like selling millions of
So,
you know?
Yeah. When does
he's doing that little commercial dancing, which is great, by the way.
Yeah.
I just felt, I think that relationship... They act like mirrors, relationships, don't they? And his mirror was, I am just not good enough, and it just brought out my deep shame and deep self-loathing. And then we just fought a lot.
And when you split up, did you think, oh, well, that's proof then that I am this loathsome person who's not good enough?
I think I felt it the whole time, to be honest. So it was just, and also I was that classic, what they call a love avoidant love addict. So love addicts, you know, they're avoiders. So if someone comes too near you and you go, oh, and then they go away. It's an attachment thing, you know. They go away and you're like, oh, fill the void. And so you go towards them and you get involved in this dance. And that's what we did. I'm sure that will be familiar to a lot of people when they don't realise what's going on. It's called love avoidant love addiction. So you go, every time I say something, tell me it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So we did that bit of a dance. But you know what? I learned a lot from him. I'm very grateful. As I said, we had fantastic sex. I learned to take it up the bum. I hadn't done that before, and that was great. You know, it's really important to talk about these things. I think we shot the BBC
idea in the foot.
Yeah. But, you know, it was a great sexual awakening. And I was quite late to it. So, loved that. We had a lot of fun dancing. We had some good holidays. In between the arguments, I think we really loved each other, actually. There we go. That's the thing. There's a sadness with it. You know, when you look back.
Knowing what you know now about yourself.
Yeah, and I'm sad. And I think you're right. There can be shame that comes with it. But I'm sad because we had something, whatever it was,
Thanks for tuning in. And if you found this video enjoyable, be sure to check out the full episode on your preferred podcast platform. And make sure you're following How to Fail on social media for additional content and updates.